Joining me now on set is Levine, executive editor at the National Enquirer. Congratulations on the nomination.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, obviously today's a big day for us.
3 p.m., right?
Yes, that's correct.
That's the witching hour. Any indications so far?
Well, everybody's trying to read tea leaves to all the people in the media. I've already seen stuff online that, of course, because the Pulitzer people did not, or the jurors did not come to us to ask final questions, that we're probably not being considered. But who really knows? I've also heard, because we're the National Enquirer, they think we can't keep secrets. So maybe we have one and they haven't told us. So we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, well, I'm sure fingers crossed till 3 today.
We're most happy that we're part of this process, that top editors in the country are looking at our material against, publications like the Washington Post and the New York Times, and it's great respectability and credibility for the Enquirer.
Well, tell me what the nomination does, right? Because you could look around and say, with the TMZs of the world out there, gossip and tabloid has gone mainstream. How does this, do you want to take National Enquirer to mainstream political reporting?
I don't think we'll ever be, mainstream. I mean, we, of course, practice checkbook journalism.
Right.
We primarily focus on Hollywood celebrities and scandals. Of course, the Enquirer over the years has broken huge political stories, and John Edwards was another one. I mean, it took 2 years of reporting on Edwards to bring that thing to fruition. He finally, in January, confirmed paternity of the child. This is a man who was carrying on an extramarital affair while he was running for president, and we were the only ones pursuing the story. It was mind-boggling that most in the mainstream weren't pursuing it, but the fact is the bloggers stayed with us. They followed us. And when John Edwards finally admitted this, that we were completely right, they were vindicated. So I think we through this process, we've earned and gained newfound respect among the blogosphere. And we've gained a lot of new readers who, whose grandmothers probably read the Enquirer.
What did this do for sales? I was reading that O.J. Simpson in that trial boosted sales 15 to 20%. Was there a John Edwards follow-through in sales? I
mean, certainly having the credibility, pumped up sales. But oftentimes political stories do not carry circulation as much as some of the celebrity stories. Certainly when we broke the Tiger Woods story recently, that scandal, that certainly pumped up sales. And because our name has been out there connected, I think, with the Pulitzer, and we've had some great Hollywood covers about the recent Sandra Bullock scandal and so forth, our numbers have been very competitive in what's a very tight publication marketplace.
Now, let's show some of the images that were first published in National Enquirer. The credit and the potential award may go for the John Edwards story. You were just really following the story when the mainstream media had abandoned it. The idea of he might have a love child, he did have an affair. 2 things we now know to be true.
That's correct.
But as you just said, you did employ checkbook journalism, not necessarily for the stories that are up for the award.
The 2009 stories.
Right, for the 2009 stories. But American media, your parent company, has been saddled with debt, narrowly avoided bankruptcy.
I know.
How can you practice checkbook journalism when your parent company is in that situation? How's it affecting you as an editor?
I think it's a testament to our publisher, David Pecker, the CEO of American Media, that he endorsed this story, that he backed the story when he began hearing who our sources were early on in late 2007 when we first reported this story. He said, put resources into it. These have been very tough economic times, and we've had the absolute backing of our company. You can't do investigative journalism today without having the resources for stakeouts that require months and months of reporters and photographers sitting on a location, or flying reporters at the drop of a hat to meet a source who may be willing to talk. You have to have money to do that. The checkbook journalism that we practiced early on was minimal compared to the resources that we put into the story for the old-fashioned shoe leather reporting that was required. And, thankfully our publisher respects the journalism that we're doing, and they know that if we bring in a story like this, it's going to help us in the long run. And so I'm very thankful that we have the support from our corporate
New York Times said that you pumped, quote unquote, hundreds of thousands of dollars into just renting a home in John Edwards' neighborhood in North Carolina to be able to get your reporters close there, getting the ability to get access and take photos. Can you flex that checkbook muscle now like you could when you broke the story?
Oh, absolutely. I think if anything we could certainly do so more now than we could even in the past. I think
you're
certainly
getting greater funding, greater financial support from American
financial
media.
Support from American media. I think right now we're the hottest publication in America, as Howard Kurtz from the Washington Post once labeled us. Everybody's talking about the Enquirer. After Edwards, we followed it with Tiger Woods. So we're on fire right now. And whether the Pulitzer people deem us to be worthy of the prize or not, we have, I think, newfound fans and newfound respect. So,
well, 3 p.m. today, we will hear. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Barry Levine of the National Enquirer.